Hello, friends of the internet. Welcome to episode 3 of HutchCast Live. I'm your host, Zach Hutchins, aka the Gaming Hutch. You're live here with my regular bros, regular guys here on the show. First, we got the Ayatollah of the Controller, Mr. Jace Baldridge.
Baby!
And we got the devil in the desert, Mr. Tim Hayes, aka Sneaky Protestant.
You just pulled that one out of nowhere.
All right, we got the guys joining us on the show this week. Thank you for tuning in to HutchCast Live, a weekly talk show where me, Jace, and Tim normally sit around and talk about entertainment news, video games, movies, whatever really we feel like talking about this week.
Very, very game heavy.
Very game heavy, though. That's true. We are live here on Twitch. Thank you for joining us on the Gaming Hutch. We're going to get the show started off pretty quick this week because we have a lot of topics to cover. First thing, though, I'd like to just go around and see how everybody's doing. What's everybody been playing lately? Jace, what have you been playing this week?
Let's see.
Loaded question.
The Witness, Fallout 4, Rocket League. Let's see, what else was there? I feel like there's something else, but I think those are the big four.
Sure, and not only that, I saw you pop platinums. You've got to say congrats, at least, though, for Jace. I believe popping his platinum in The Witness. He also got a platinum in Fallout.
Oh, yeah, it's bullcrap, though, because those PSN profiles and, like, those sites, I was top 4, one of the first 4 people with the platinum for The Witness on those sites, and I just keep dropping because, like, it keeps updating, like, its servers with other countries.
Yeah.
And I think last time I checked, I was at 6, which is still cool, though. So
That's insane. That's crazy. Tim, what have you been playing this week?
Just The Witness, dude.
Just The Witness. Makes sense.
That just is used loosely.
Yeah, just. That game is huge. I have not played The Witness. We will be getting into that later. This week, though, I have been playing a lot of KOTOR on my own on Steam. I never finished the game. I've also... I don't know if you guys are into tactical RPGs, but I've been playing and started Banner Saga this week. It's a tactical RPG, grid-based. Think Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yeah, probably not for me.
It is so much fun. I'm absolutely loving it. I'm only probably 3 or 4 hours into the campaign, but it's very interesting. There's permadeath in the game, so if you don't lose your characters during battle, but if you lose them during a story event, that character will be dead because you made a wrong choice, and then you don't have them to fight the rest of the game.
I like those.
Yeah, so it's
like
not,
that's a really cool idea. I'd like to see it used more.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of like what are those?
Did you guys ever
play Fire Emblem games where
Did
they
you
have
guys ever
permadeath?
play the Darkest Dungeon that came out last year?
No.
Either. Okay, it's like that, and I have it, and I want to it's supposed to be really based on like permadeath and like your person can go crazy inside of this dungeon that you're in.
Yeah.
And you have to like get them out so they can get better or something. Otherwise, they're just a detriment to the rest of your squad. Like while you're playing, I don't know. It sounds interesting. Like I said, it's one of those ones that I open up Steam and I look at it. I'm like, I'll play you, and then I don't.
Yeah. Well, it's been a very interesting game.
Speaking of Steam, have you guys ever played Spec Ops: The Line? It's kind of old.
Oh yeah.
I played it a little bit on PS3. And
just a little bit. So I haven't played it, but I got it because it was crazy on sale, and I've heard it's a must play. You know what I mean?
I know the story already. When I worked at GameStop a few years ago, I talked to either one of the guys working or a customer, just shooting shit. We were talking about it, and I was like, I'm not going to play it. And they told me about the story. It's like, that's interesting. So I did try playing it, and I'm just like, this is garbage. I don't like it.
Really? Okay. I had to get it. It was like $3.
That's crazy.
I have a thing with shooters. Like,
that's absolutely insane to me because when Spec Ops: The Line came out, I played it, and I loved it so much, I played it through in one sitting. I turned it on.
Shit.
I turned it on the weekend.
Yeah.
Sat down and just played through the entire campaign, beginning to end, without stopping. I didn't even get off the couch. Yeah. I think I literally played for. It's not a long game. It's no longer than like The Order, so you can finish the whole campaign in 6 to 7 hours. So I just blew through it on like a Sunday, and I absolutely loved Spec Ops. I thought it was great. The story is really deep, and it's gonna mess with you. The
I hear
story will mess
it's
with you.
different.
That's what I heard, dude. I'm
It's
stoked.
it's awesome. They didn't have to put multiplayer in it because it's just a single player experience. I can't praise that game enough. I thought that game is criminally underplayed.
It kind of went under the radar because I've never heard you talk about it before.
Yeah, and I love that game. I only played it through once because it's an emotional game when you play through it. It's one of those I never felt I had to go back and replay because I almost experienced it like a movie where I sat down and I just went through it, or like plowing through a TV show or something along those lines.
Plowing through.
Plowing right through. Cool, y'all. Well, hey, let's move on and talk about The Witness. Obviously, PlayStation 4's big exclusive. Wait, is it technically an exclusive, or it's going to be on PC?
Console exclusive.
Console exclusive to PlayStation 4. It's really the first big release on PlayStation 4 this year, and in my opinion, the biggest release to come out so far in 2016.
I was trying to think. The only closest thing was that cancer game.
Yeah, that Dragon
like
Cancer.
Super indie.
There was a game that came out in January called That Dragon Cancer, and it's like a story-based game where you're playing as a couple parents going through their infant child having a cancer.
Oh god.
And it's very depressing.
Everyone who says they played it's like I cried, or I watched someone stream it and I cried, and I'm like, I don't need that in my life.
Yeah, I know, right? So let's move on and talk about The Witness. The Witness came out this Tuesday. It's Jonathan Blow's new game. It took like 17 years to release since he put out Braid. Braid came out in like 2008. And this was
announced, 6 years ago?
At least. It's been forever.
It was Wednesday.
It was Wednesday it came out, or it came out on Tuesday?
The 26th, whenever that was.
Okay. It was a Tuesday.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. I thought it was on Tuesday when the PlayStation Network updated.
Maybe.
Either way, it came out. It was a $40 game, which kind of rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. A lot of people thought that it should be cheaper than that.
Because they don't know what's in the game.
Yeah. We'll get to that controversy later, especially when we get to talking about how much time you guys have already put into it and what it's worth. I don't know anything about it. I haven't played it. I'm not really a puzzle game person, so I'm going to let you guys kind of talk about The Witness.
Even people who've played it still doesn't even know anything about it.
Sure. I know that both of you have plugged time into it. Jace, you got the Platinum Trophy already, which means you've at least completed the game. Tim, how many puzzles into the game actually are you?
I haven't checked. Probably like 200 to 300.
200 to 300 at this point? How many puzzles are in this game?
According to Wikipedia, 650.
650?
Yeah, I might be a little less than. I'm probably like right under 300.
That's a lot of... Okay. I don't understand anything about the game. I should let you guys talk about it before I just start flinging questions at you. Jace, you've platinumed the game. Kind of give us a rundown on what even are the mechanics. I've seen these grid-like puzzles. There's dots on them, and that supposedly means that you're supposed to understand how the hell you're supposed to make a pathway through this grid.
Whenever you start a game on The Witness, you start out in a dark tunnel. And you'll walk forward in the dark tunnel, and there's a panel on a door. And they're, like you described, these panels are either 3x3 up to... Well, I guess it's not even like 2x3. There's a bunch of different grids, and it's just a bunch of squares with lines. Every puzzle has at least one like big circle spot, and that's where you start. Okay. And then there's a little like line coming out of the puzzle, and that's where you end. And they're basically, a lot of them are They're mazes. They're mostly mazes. Just they all have strict rules on which.
I wouldn't even say they're mazes, dude. Probably like
some of them are.
Some of them, maybe like 1%.
Well, each of them, they're puzzles, and they all have. There's several different types of puzzle that have their own rules that are not explained to you. You just have to find. Hopefully, you find the. There's well, how it sets up is, say you finish the first area and you get out. It's this open world where you can go anywhere in the world you want. There's different locations, and most of the locations are designated heavily on one type of puzzle. And as you complete these puzzles in each area, they get more difficult and difficult, and the rules start mixing with other rules from other areas. And so it's just a constant work. Some of them are easy, some of them are hard. Some of the earlier puzzles may be harder than the later puzzles. Like you can got it, because they give you these lines of different panels. The puzzles are called panels.
Okay.
So whenever you look at your stat, it says like you have this many panels, and then there are also hidden panels, because they're not really panels. There's a bunch of hidden puzzles throughout the world, like everywhere.
Okay.
And they're all the same idea, and so you have to keep your eye out for, like every puzzle starts with a circle. So as you're playing the game, you need to keep your eye out for these circles or circle-based items, circle-based shapes anywhere in the world. And then once you see a circle, you got to explore around it and then find a trail. And because you have this, how the mechanics work of it is you walk around just like any other first-person game, experience shooter, whatever. You move around, you use the sticks to look up, down, move around. But you click X and this little gay party. You get this little this little white sensor, and that's how you pick where you're gonna start, and you move around. It's kind of like a cursor to where
you're getting
where you're clicking.
Drilling down a little too deep here.
No, he asked how the mechanics of it, and that's the mechanics of it.
So you're saying that you check the environment to figure out puzzles, but what are you walking around with like a freaking iPad the whole time, and you're just like saving puzzles in here? Or what?
They're
set.
Concepts. You don't need to, like,
they're
save
set. It's just basically it's you, and if you imagine your finger pointed out, and the end of your finger is this cursor that you control to initiate puzzles or hidden ones or do the panels.
So the puzzles aren't something that you're physically altering on in the world. The puzzles are just stuff I don't understand. How do you trigger a new puzzle that it brings up the grid and you're actually trying to?
The grids are throughout the world. So
there's just like consoles, random consoles everywhere with these panels.
Are just these screens throughout the world that you walk up to, and then you do the puzzle.
And there's 650 just random screens on this island.
They're not all.
They're not all screens. Those are the environment hidden ones. Those ones are ones where you just see it and you activate it and you try to do it.
All right.
A majority of them are panels, and then each panel has these little like wires connected to it, because basically what you're doing is you're activating these panels, and it's like powering on either the next panel, or it goes through this wire going to the next panel. So you have to always keep track of these wires to find out where you need to go next, and then it powers on stuff in the world, and it opens doors, or it's all just connected. If you actually see it like in action, it makes perfect sense. But using words on it is really tough.
Okay.
Tim,
I see you. Yeah, you're over there just pining to talk. I want to hear your opinion.
Bring it down a little basic. So, my girlfriend Nina doesn't play video games. I got her to play Diablo 3 with me, but that was about it. She's not really one to kind of like playing around. I got the Witness fired up, and it was kind of, hey, you should start your own game. I started her own game yesterday morning, and I think she played for 6 hours straight and just kept going. And it wasn't even like a I'm bored kind of thing. She was so into it. Basically, you're introduced to really simple concepts in the game to solve a puzzle.
Okay.
And then they kind of build on each other. And as you explore the island, you'll find more complicated concepts to solve puzzles. And then you'll find puzzles that combine concepts. So you're pretty much learning rules, walking around, experimenting in like those little, I call them loosely tutorials that like slowly ramp you up on how to like do certain puzzles, but then it's pretty much up to you to figure it out and to kind of like bring everything together to solve like the.
But that sounds incredibly frustrating to me.
It's not, because all the answers are there, and as soon as you kind of get, and the best part is it's like such an easy progression, at least in the beginning. And so if you get to a puzzle you have no idea what to do, more than likely you're not supposed to be there yet, so you can walk away, which is the beauty of it being an open world,
Okay.
the open island.
So you're saying open world, and I heard you refer to it before as there are different sections. So is this island itself like I don't understand what you mean when there's different sections. Like you mean different sections of the island,
Like
Well,
terrain.
like
different
terrain?
terrain like
That's how it's broken up.
environments. You can walk between every section, that I've been calling it. You can walk from one to the other, but each of them, you can tell when you look at it. If you look at it, it's just like if you looked at a different game world, and you say you're playing Shovel Knight, and the one of them is in the castle. Clearly, everything is taking place inside of a castle. The next level or section or area, whatever you want to call it,
Sure.
is in a submarine, so you're underwater or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
As you're walking around this world, you'll see different environments. Like I really don't want to go into more specific because it's all a puzzle. It's puzzles on puzzles in puzzles. So it's. But like I said, if you look at it, it makes perfect sense.
I guess it just seems I'm wanting to know where the fun comes out of this. Like, because I really want to know, as a person who I don't want to play, I don't want to just solve puzzles. I don't do Sudoku. I don't, do anything along those lines.
It's not so
what
much
is
like
going
that.
to make?
So I compare it to like loose comparison here, but kind of like those environmental puzzles, like in Uncharted or something.
Okay.
It's like when you get to that point in the game, you have to figure out like how to move stuff around and figure stuff out to get the artifact or whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And there's like that. You kind of see what you're supposed to do, and then you kind of start messing with stuff, and then finally it clicks. You're like, I know exactly what I need to do, and you do it. And you're like, okay, you feel good about it. So that's pretty much what the witness is. It's kind of like it's giving you the tools, everything's in front of you to get it done, but then you just kind of have to think about it for a little bit. And it's addicting because since it does kind of ramp up, you're solving the puzzles and like stuff's kind of happening too.
Okay.
It's not just like there's 700 puzzles in a row and you're just going from one to the next. It's not like you're flipping through a Sudoku book because stuff's going on, things are opening up, things are moving. So you're kind of you're slowly getting an idea. Okay, something's going on here, and it just kind of makes it more. You're becoming more and more invested because the more you get done, the more you're kind of like wanting to get done. If that makes any sense. Being like as, spoiler free as possible.
Yeah, one comparison that I was coming to it is it's really a puzzle-based Metroidvania. It's really cool because you may be walking and you see a door. And like he said, if you run into a puzzle and you're just like, what is going on here? You probably should not be there. You haven't learned that puzzle yet. You haven't learned the rules of it. So you need to leave that area, go to the next one. Hopefully it explains that type of puzzle. So when you learn it, instead of, say, in Zelda and you go into you find a dungeon, you go into it, and you're like, how am I supposed to get across this gap? Like, I don't have anything to. Well, you need to go to where the grappling hook is, get the grappling hook, come back, then you could cross that gap.
Okay.
But instead of weapons or items or anything, you're going to get the knowledge of the puzzle. So it's a Metroidvania with like knowledge. It's really freaking cool. Because
that's a good point because you're never locked out of anything because you could go up to any puzzle in the game, and if you know how to do it, you could open it.
As long as right. I'm not going to go into that. That's
so technically, are you saying that if you had played through this game before and you understand the rules, you could start a new game, walk to like some of the hardest puzzles in the game, and you could just start knocking them out?
You don't necessarily have. Okay, like order-wise, what I'm saying here is like if the panel's visible and in front of you, there's nothing to stop you from like completing that panel if you know the rules. If that makes sense, it's not like the panel's going to be in front of you, but you haven't realized that you need to unlock or get a key or something like that. What Chase was saying, you don't need to do that.
Even if the panel is activated, like it's on, because they're either on or they're a black screen because they don't have power, so you have to do the previous puzzle or panel. If you walk up to any panel whatsoever and it's on and you can make lines on it, you can complete it, whether it's what you're doing or if you just trial and because I had at least 2 puzzles in the game that I couldn't figure out, and because even if you can't figure them out, if it's one where it's not like straight concept. There's environmental hints that you have to use the environment, and so it's even the puzzles aren't all just panel. You have to look beyond it. If you can't figure out the panel, you have to look around you and use your environment. It's everything in the game is part of something. It seems it's not just like you're walking up to a panel and you're staring at it. If you can't figure it out, you got to look around and look for help with it. It's like I said, there's a lot to it more than just I'm going to go up to this panel, I'm making this line. There's a lot more to it than that.
Yeah.
Did you go online at all to figure any of these out?
Nope.
That's impressive. That's my goal, is not to look up anything.
My big question
until
is
I
too,
find
Jay.
Oh my god! It took so much to not look.
How
long did it take you to
many
platinum?
hours? Yeah, I want to know hour count here. If the game came out on Tuesday and you've already like put in, because I believe Jonathan Blow went on record saying he thought you could get 800 hours out of this game.
I think
No.
I probably put in 20, which is saying something because I work full-time and go to school full-time. So, I mean, like, between Tuesday and now, 20 hours, that's a lot. I don't
Yeah.
do that for, like, any game.
Right.
That's
Then it's pretty much all of your gaming time you've had all week.
Yeah.
Like if
that
you were
was-
going to
that
have
was my
any
game
time to game, you essentially played The Witness this week.
I don't know. I'm gonna say maybe around 55, 50 to 60, if even that.
Holy
I'm gonna
shit.
say somewhere between 50 and 60.
Okay.
But I have like total environmental and panel. I have 543.
Puzzles?
Yeah, so I have if that 650 number is right, I'm just about to where I only need 100 more, and they're all environmental.
How
That's when the time's gonna really come in.
I know that this may be going spoiler territory, so just don't say anything if I've crossed lines. But how right, puzzle game. All right. How can you have gotten the platinum if you didn't finish all the puzzles? What's now the point of going back and finishing them?
They're pride, maybe, like
Okay.
finding them and the challenge of it. It's fun. Like it's
Did
not
you
just
find
like
that last trophy on your own? Because I don't even know what it is. I just saw it was something like complete a secret or something weird. You know what I mean? Because
it's
all the
a-
other ones
the
are
secret
the areas,
challenge.
which makes sense.
I said
you finished
okay, that one I will say I looked up what it was
Right. Well, yeah, then that's
because-
totally different than looking up
because
how to do it.
I couldn't figure out. I was like, okay, is it going to? Because I was trying to guess at what. Because all of the trophies are hidden. They're all hidden. You don't know what you're supposed to do on the trophies. They're all hidden.
Huh.
So as I was going through it and unlocking trophies as I was going through, I was trying to guess at what the other ones are going to be. I was like, is it this or one of them? I was like, surely one of them isn't doing all of the puzzles. I'm like, but I was like, what else could it be? But I was like, I don't want to try to like find all these environments because I may not do all the environmentals by myself. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to get all of the puzzles done. So
I don't think I will either.
I looked up because the name of it, and I was like, okay, that means it's not all of the puzzles. I was like, so
Yeah.
what could it be? And so I kind of looked around and started noticing stuff and found it and did it and
Got the trophy, obviously.
yeah.
You know what? This is probably going to be one of my like proudest platinums whenever I get it.
Mhm.
But it's interesting because there's going to be a ton. Like this would be the easiest game to like just burn. You
See,
know what I
that's
mean? Like,
that's
I wanna
that's what
platinum
I'm
this
saying.
one.
Like if for later, when this game ends up going down at some point, which it will, and I'll get it for $10 on some sale, I could go up and just look up all the answers to all these puzzles and have a platinum trophy done in like a
pointless,
second.
though.
It is completely
Yeah.
pointless, but that's kind of. I wonder about games like this because what's the replay value in this now too? You've played through the game, you've platinumed it. What would ever make you want
Even
to
if
go
there's
redo
no
those
replay
puzzles?
value, there's an
Yeah.
F here that I
Yeah.
feel justified with how much time I put
Sure.
in.
100%.
I think we need to address the big issue that has come out with this game, and that's the fact that on Tuesday, when they announced the price at $40 for this game, people kind of lost their mind because it's
I
a
would've paid
Jonathan
more.
Blow puzzle game, and they, It's not a AAA price, which was $60, but it's not the normal indie game price. I guess people are getting used to. Yeah, normal, exactly. But the problem is everybody's now following the same lines. Where if you're an indie small release, your price point is going to be between $5 and $20.
It's not a small release though.
Well, not so much that, but people hear the word puzzle game.
Yeah, they hear the word puzzle game and they do not lump it in the same category anymore.
Their own ignorance. That's their fault.
Yeah, and
That's
this is mostly people
a
like
personal problem.
I haven't talked to a lot of people that have played it yet, but this is everyone whining about it before the fact. And it's like now that I have played it, it's easily worth the $40.
The thing is, most of the people that are complaining about it are people who are never going to play it, so their opinion to me on it is worthless. It doesn't matter.
Well, I'm not going to say that I complained about it because honestly, I hear puzzle game and also I just don't even want to play it. No, I hear a puzzle game and I'm not even interested in putting it in my console most likely. Yeah. So
there's people
$40 seemed ridiculous to me. I wasn't about to throw.
Well, you need to look at like the content because this isn't like a iPad game. You're gonna like pour a couple hours in and beat it. Like, I played it for 20. Jace just like played it for an ungodly amount, and people are saying you probably need to play it for.
Yeah,
80,
it says
200 hours.
100 hours. They're because I think
like
they
Witcher
originally
3 level.
Yeah, I mean don't get me wrong. That's a lot of time, but it's also just.
But Zach, like you said, once there's cohesive guides out there with every puzzle, you can go in and if you follow the right trail, you can beat it. Let's see.
You could speedrun the shit out of it.
You could speedrun platinum it in an hour or two.
Do you think that there will potentially be a world of watching The Witness being speedrun, or do you think people
100%.
will? Or do you think people will just be like, "Oh, well, you already know the answers to all these puzzles, so what's the point?"
It'd be impressive though. I mean, to speedrun that
if you know exactly where to go. So here's a question for you, Jace. Is there technically a roll credits moment? Is there an end to this game where you roll creds?
Once you beat the story, you're done with the game. You can't go back. Like there is an end game where you finish the game, you're done. Roll credits, you hit and start a new game.
You said you can't even go back and redo the puzzles you skipped over.
It constantly auto saves.
Okay.
And when you beat the game and you're about to finish, like you do it and an event happens, and before you activate the event, you can turn around and go back and do whatever you want. Because I activated the event, credits rolled, it said start a new game, and I was like, okay. But then I went in and in my list, because it's a new save every time. Like you never do save. It saves because it's constantly saving. So it went in and I go, oh, that's it, right before the event. Clicked it and it's me right before the event started. I turned around and I went back and I did the rest of,
By the way, the one thing it was kind of like, I wouldn't say not happy about, but I was playing my game and I was like, all right, hey Nina, get on here. I'm going to start you up on a new game. Mm-hmm. So I went to start a new game. Anyway, since you don't have manual saves, well, I guess you can. But I got nervous at first because it said, are you sure you want to start a new game? Yes, restart your progress, or no, continue game. And I'm just like, fuck. I don't want to lose all the puzzle I have. And it doesn't do that. If you do the yes, restart your game, or like restart your progress, or whatever the hell it said, it'll save your last spot and start a new one.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
It's not as clear cut, so it's like I had to think about it.
I hate that about saving too. That kind of auto save shit, and you don't know if you're potentially deleting your own file. I've done that in games.
Well, some games like have like a couple spots you can like have saved games in anyway.
Yeah. Well, and then there's games that design it specifically so you can't go back, like Until Dawn. They don't want you to be able to reload your previous save, so that if you made a choice to kill the character, they don't want you to rewind and then save that character.
It saves before your character dies.
Yeah, it saves it like with the game will auto save after you've done the
power cord out or something.
Yeah, you've made the choice. The game saves, and then you witness what happens as the consequence of that choice. You can't ever change anything.
Yeah.
Well, that was a lot of The Witness. We've covered it a lot. You guys are obviously going to defend it. Both of you loved it. I'm guessing we're going to see it on your 2016 Game of the Year stuff.
Number one right now.
In a year.
Yeah, if it's not there, it's going to be some amazing other shit coming in.
Yeah. I couldn't even form a 2016 list yet because there hasn't been a game I've played that's came out this year.
I like this. Keep going, host.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, no, it's you. You're. Oh, come on! You're hosting the show. Hutch.
Yeah. Okay, I get it. I don't
get it,
know what
okay.
you're trying to say. But
Do take two. Go back to. You guys have been. It's clearly on your game of the year lists.
For 2016.
And then continue.
It's not on my game of the year
I'm
list
lost.
for 2016. I'm not gonna play it.
Host.
I don't know what you want. What do you want?
What is our second topic that we're talking about?
Oh, okay. I was about to just transition. I was transitioning already.
Something like that.
All right.
Well, that's host. That's host.
I know. I was just moving in, and then you interrupted.
Awesome transit. You were no. You were not even on.
Well, whatever. Just like some other podcasts we know, sometimes it's a garbage truck on fire, and that's pretty much how the show is going to be until I get this shit figured out. Man, as we transfer into our second topic, thanks for talking about The Witness. The second topic is also based on puzzle games. We're going to talk a lot about puzzles. Tim, you got to do a really cool experience this week that I kind of want you to tell the people. Yeah, it's one of those live-action puzzle games, very similar to what maybe you would have seen in The Witness. I don't know how the puzzles work in this thing. But it's called The Room, right?
Right. No, okay. It's called Escape the Room AZ.
Escape the Room AZ.
Oh, you're talking about the iPad game.
Yes, well, there was an iPad game called The Room, but it has nothing to do with what you did, right?
No, not at all. It's kind of loosely based, like you've got all those iOS and Android games, like, find out how to get out of the room, and you're like, clicking on shit and like finding little keys and combos and all that bullshit. So
sure, the iPad game, The Room.
Dude, I used to play those on like 2 Flash games, like the old Flash games of those escape rooms and stuff like that. I used to play those all the time.
Like on Newgrounds or something.
Oh my, yeah, exactly. Those were so good. I miss Flash games.
So, I hadn't heard about it, but someone Nina works with, they were talking about this place in Scottsdale here in Arizona called Escape the Room AZ, and it's that concept where they have 4 different rooms, 4 different themes, and you buy your tickets and you get an hour of time. Each room has like a different limit of people. So like one's called the apartment and it's got like 8 people. One is called the bank heist, it's got 10, and that's how many maximum people can be in there.
Okay.
So it's your group, and if you don't buy all the tickets, you're probably going to get paired up with randos.
Ooh, that would not be fun.
It wasn't bad. So
did you have randos?
Yeah, we did this one. If you want the room to yourself, you have to buy all the tickets.
Makes sense.
So like however many spots there are.
So if you're like going into a room by yourself and then it's a 10 spot, you have to buy 10 tickets yourself.
Exactly.
Yes.
They're not super cheap. It's like $28 a piece. So I mean, you're going to drop like $280,
just for
to try to solve the room by yourself.
So we did this one called The Dig, and I'm not going to give anything about it away, but it was really cool. We showed up, we had a group of 5, and 10 people total, but there was only like another couple there, so it ended up being 7 of us total.
Okay.
The guy kind of explained it. He's like, hey, you're going to have an hour to get out of here. He just said, make sure you communicate. Didn't really throw no breadcrumbs, really. And he put us in this room, and it was pretty tiny. And I was like, fuck, 10 people in here. This would be kind of like, I don't know, pretty tight. But
that's why you got to get out.
Well, that's the thing. So, nothing's super obvious, but then we kind of like started finding stuff. But then the cool part is like when we figured that room out, like a panel opened on the wall and it opened up into a bigger room. And it ended up being like 3 rooms like connected. And so like...
Did you think you were getting out before you moved on to the next room too? You thought you maybe were done?
No.
Oh, okay. No. You knew that there were multiple rooms?
Well, the door you come in on is the one that you're supposed to like leave.
Oh, okay.
So like that's ultimately the door you're trying to like escape from. But yeah, it was cool because like when you're in that first room, the amount of like possible clues is fairly small because you're like, okay, we need to do this. Let's take a look at what we have and we do this. And as soon as you figure it out, the next door opens and it's like then it's a bigger room. But then you've got everything in there and in the first room, so you're kind of like like everything that you need and like all the clues. It's like becoming like a larger and larger like set, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So it's becoming like more and more complicated as as you can't figure stuff out.
Sure.
And they've got like this countdown going down, and yeah, it was a lot of
Can
fun.
you see how much time you have left the whole time?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Oh,
it's counting down.
Oh,
that would drive me nuts.
Well, it's not
But
like
it's
in
good
your
to know.
face.
It's good
kinda
to
like
know,
tucked
but
up in
like,
the corner. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. The two people we played with were really cool. The one guy was just kind of like it was him and his girlfriend or his wife, and it was kind of like the relationship where I'm pretty sure he doesn't laugh unless she tells him he can laugh.
oh no.
And she's like the whole time like, go over there, search for this, do this, and he was like, okay. And he kind of like goes over there and like comes back to her. So she was like sending him like little fetch quests and stuff. But we made it out in 57 minutes and however many seconds. So it was like down to the
Yes.
wire.
Oh, so you guys actually made it out.
Yeah, it was close.
Did they tell you? I know I've heard of these things happening around Austin, and I heard a ridiculous number, like 60% of people don't make it out.
I believe
Like
it.
most people don't actually get out of the room.
Yeah, I believe that. There was some pretty obscure stuff. But the kind of cool thing is that they say that like this is like a company that's based out of New York City,
Okay.
and their rooms are designed by what's that name? The Disney Imagineers. You know what I'm talking about?
Sure.
Oh,
Like they're designed by
Imagineers?
the
Imagineers.
Disney Imagineers.
Yeah, so they bring them on to design the room, and then they kind of like trickle that design down to their different locations. So once a new room is designed, they'll open it in New York, and then they'll have it built in Arizona, and then wherever else it is, kind of thing.
So there's the same rooms actually across the country. If you go and you do these in different places, the rooms are essentially look the same.
I think so. And like, so the location in Arizona only has 4. The guy said they're going to open another location with 4 other rooms, so they'll have like a total of 8.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like really well thought out, pretty cool. I never really felt that it was cheap because you're like, oh man, I'm paying $28 a piece for this bullshit. It's kind of like I told someone about it. And he's like, come to my house, I'll lock you in a room for an hour, and you can pay me $28. It's like, okay.
What do you get if you get out? Do you get anything?
No, you just they take your picture and you have like your time and you hold up these stupid signs and then.
Is there a penalty if you don't get out? Like, do they take more money from you?
Yeah, or whip you.
No.
Well,
I think it's more
or
just
physical
like.
pain, or
I think the only incentive to get out.
They set the room on fire.
they offer
Like-
they offer you an apple, and they're like, "Here's your parting gift."
Yeah.
I think it's enough where you're paying money and you don't want to like not finish, or it's like, all right, your time's up, get out. It's like, fuck.
So your gift or your prize is pride.
Damn right it is.
Yes.
I was feeling it too. Like when I was down to
I
like
bet.
5 minutes
Sounds
left, I'm like, fuck.
That's awesome.
Did you guys
Scrambling,
like?
running around.
Is there kind of a notion of how far along in the puzzle you are? Like, do you know you're about to get out when you're like 5 minutes left, or did it kind of just come to a conclusion very fast where you didn't know how many clues you had to go through?
We were getting pretty. We knew we were getting pretty close because there's some obvious things you can see where it's like, okay, I need to do something with that,
Okay.
and we were running out of those.
Yeah.
And it was like toward the end, we had like a couple things that we were trying to figure out how to open or manipulate, whatever it was, and it's like, okay, we have to be close, and so, yeah.
It's so funny, Jace. I like for you guys because I just picture like all of you sitting in a circle around a table doing those little iron like puzzles where you're trying to take the pieces apart from each other, and it's
Right.
like you have to take these pieces apart so you can use a key, and like I just imagine y'all just being nerds sitting around a table like taking metal iron puzzles apart and shit.
It's nothing like that. It was
there's
kind of
one-
like they've got I don't know how some of the mechanisms work, but like when you manipulate certain things, then it'll like release a magnet and like then the door will open on its own kind of thing. And some stuff is like touch sensitive, and you have to like align things a certain way and stuff like that. So it's not just like found a key, let's open the lock. Found another key. Oh, you know what I mean?
Sure.
That'd be pretty lame.
What
So-
what puzzles are more fun? Puzzles from The Witness or puzzles from your live action The Room event?
Oh man, well,
What if there was a witness live?
Yeah.
I think the Witness Live would be gay as fuck, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because you're not going to be on an island like that, which is what makes it kind of at least like, okay, I can take a break. If you're in a room and you got a panel in front of you,
Yeah.
and you just kept doing the same thing.
out.
Right.
Oh my
No,
god!
thanks.
But what if it's like Jurassic World or something? They drop you off an island. They're like, solve 650 puzzles and you can leave, bitch. Like,
Dude, that would be kind of cool. If
like
you're
it's
on an island
a
like that,
destination.
legitimately.
Like you get a week worth of supplies and food to get to the end of the island and get as far as you can, and
I
that's
think
it.
that would that if man that would actually be
If
cool.
that
Think about it.
existed, I would go do the Witness, the island real adventure game, where
Yeah,
you go
dude.
to an island and figure shit out.
Oh man, that'd be cool. But yeah, no, in a room by itself, no, no. The
Yeah.
witness wouldn't work like that. No way.
Well, your live action The Room thing sounds like a really good time. Do either of you guys have stories of doing like live action stuff? I've last year I've never been into like haunted houses or anything, but I saw one of those haunted houses that was the zombie survival ones where they give you
I've heard about that.
the military grade like replica guns that
Mhm.
and you shoot you're essentially playing laser tag with zombies
With
in
zombies.
inside a uh, haunted house. That was actually pretty fun until you realize they don't keep any type of score. They don't keep any type of stats.
What was my KD?
No, like in a way, I kind of wanted to know, like, oh well, because
Yeah.
you have an ammo limit. They give you 250 bullets when you're walking through this thing. So if you run out of ammo, you're just not playing the game anymore. So I don't understand because the zombies aren't allowed to touch you. You're not allowed to touch them.
Yeah.
So
How
I
does
was
that
always
work,
wondering,
though?
like, it's essentially
they-
like laser tag. They put
Well, I mean, like, does it make a sound? Do they vibrate? And then
totally.
Like, oh, man,
It makes a sound, and there's lights. So like if you they're wearing these collar things on their necks or like on their chest, they'll have something, and when you shoot them, it lights up, and then they pretend to die. But the concept of a lot of these places is that the zombies can reanimate themselves. So after you kill one, the other people who are walking by have to watch because if the lights go off, the zombie will attack you again. And so lots of people in your crew as you're going through this thing will all end up killing the same zombie because they only hire so many people.
So is this like point A to point B, or
Totally.
is it
It
like
was
a maze?
absolutely just a funnel. It's a haunted house through and through. There's no alternate paths you can take. It's you
So
walk
kind
through this
of,
thing playing laser tag.
Time Crisis, IRL with zombies.
Totally, but nothing matters. My buddy
Love
was
Time
just
Crisis.
my buddy was just firing off all of his ammo like right away, and he ran out of ammo like halfway through the thing, and he just proceeded to like walk. He almost looked like he was just bored, like
Yeah.
because the zombies would pop out, and he would just look at him like, "Well, my gun is empty. I can't shoot you, which is taking all the fun out of this.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't punch you. You can't touch me. So we're just gonna kind of dance around each other so that I can continue."
I
And
think it'd be cooler if like you had unlimited ammo, but you just had to do some kind of like magazine change. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, it was fun, but completely not worth it. Have you guys ever done any other live action
No,
like games
but
along those
that
lines?
reminds me of I was talking to the guy at the Escape the Room, and there's actually another like two other companies here in Arizona with like the same idea,
Mhm.
and one of them has a zombie room,
Oh, hey.
and there's a zombie that's chained up in the middle or the corner of the room, and
I
you
like
have an
where
hour to
this is
get
going.
out, and as the hour ticks down, he gets like more and more length on his chain.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, so that'd be stressful.
Yeah, that's like what are those movies? The Saw movies. Like that's a
Right.
Saw terrible thing that you would do.
So yeah, I don't know how I'd do solving puzzles with that. But
Yeah. Well, speaking of puzzles, we talked about The Witness, we talked about The Room, talked about all the stuff that has happened so far. I want to talk about a little bit about the future. 2016 in general. The future. Hey guys.
okay.
All right, so I want to talk about just 2016. The biggest game for PS4 to come out in January was The Witness. It's pretty much the only major game that came out on PlayStation 4. There's lots of stuff coming out the rest of the year. Now, even if there is stuff that came out on PS4, did it really matter all that
No,
much
I was
in
just
January?
gonna say Tomb Raider came out on PC on Friday.
Yeah, on PC.
Did it really?
On PC, it did. Yeah, PC release. But we still have to wait. What? Almost the rest of the year. Probably
you have to
Probably holiday if you want to play it on PS4. I am trying to decide if I'm going to boycott this game or not because I have played every Tomb Raider on PlayStation consoles like when they came out pretty much. I played the original Tomb Raiders on PS1. I played the reboot when it came out on my PS3, and to have Squeenix turn their back on PlayStation
Okay.
and give it over to Xbox pissed me off. And I'm one of those people. I just have.
You
I know
can't
it's
do
supposed to be
that.
a
It's
good
all about
game.
money, Zach.
I know.
I was gonna say they didn't give anything. They sold that.
They
shit.
they sold that shit. They didn't give shit
No,
away.
they rented that shit out.
Right.
They didn't
Well,
sell anything.
The Witness came out, and there's plenty of other stuff coming out in 2016. And I want to hear about what everybody's excited for. It doesn't necessarily have to be a game. What are you guys just excited for this year? Now, there's plenty of shit. There's movies coming out that are amazing. There are games coming out that are amazing. There's technically maybe a console coming out later this year that, if that happens, we could potentially see a new console. Not just like an iteration. We may see PSVR. We're going to see the Oculus Rift. But depending on what Nintendo does, we may possibly see the new Nintendo console holiday season this year.
What? I didn't know about that.
Yeah, totally. The Nintendo NX has been rumored forever now.
I don't keep track of Nintendo, so...
And not a lot of people do. That's because the Wii U didn't sell anything, and nobody cares about it.
The Wii U?
The Wii U came out in 2011 or 12.
Yep.
So their plan is to make another one since no one bought that one this soon.
Totally.
Yeah. Yep.
This console.
People were trying to call for a new Nintendo console 2 years ago.
And there has already been leaks though, where people are the leaks are essentially saying that this Nintendo console will be more on par with an actual PS4 and an Xbox One. It'll be powerful for the first time.
Yeah, they're saying the games will run 900p and 60
frames a second.
Well, that'd be cool. I mean, like if some really cool titles came out for that, I'd probably pick it up.
I also heard a rumor this week that a launch title for the Nintendo NX will be just a version of the new Super Smash Brothers game for Wii U, but with all of the DLC that's already come out. So we'll have just everything incorporated. When I want to play the new Smash Bros. So bad because they released like Cloud Strife, like Final Fantasy VII's main characters in Smash Brothers, and I've yet to play that. That kind of pisses me off. But again, like I said, we're talking Nintendo now, but I hope that was nobody's choice.
Nintendo. I'm looking forward to NX.
Isn't there
big? Give it to you.
Isn't their big selling point though is how they're not as expensive? I would think if they're going to compete with the PS4 or Xbox in terms of power,
I don't think that they were ever notoriously saying that they're about being cheap. They're just about doing their own thing.
That's just what it happened to be. The Nintendo's thing is Nintendo does quality games and they march to their own beat.
People keep complaining that it's like
looking to innovate.
Yeah.
They're not.
I'm saying, but you can't say that like the. I guess the Wii U didn't sell. So
it's almost what they're cornered into having to do. Like,
hasn't PlayStation Vita sold more than Wii U? Or do we not know the exact?
I don't know if it's
even so. If the fact that you can put the Wii U and the PlayStation Vita in the same category, I love my Vita, but the thing didn't sell any units. That's why it's failed. And the Wii U has not sold any units, and that's why nobody cares about their games. Even when their big games come out, it's like they're only going to sell maybe 2-3 million copies because not enough people have the console.
When you say big games, I think Smash Bros. Or Mario Kart.
That's it. That's what I'm saying. But Mario Kart didn't sell it sold less than 3 million copies on Wii U.
Speaking of Mario Kart, you know what we need? I heard this on a podcast, and I totally forgot about it. We need some Crash Bandicoot Racing, dude.
Oh, my gosh. Crash Team Racing.
Yep. I played the shit out of that on my PS1. I was like, man, we do need that for PS4.
I really thought we were supposed to be talking about 2016, but that's all right.
Maybe it'll come out in
You want a new... That's what Tim wants, is Crash Team Racing 2016. It's going to be an annual game updated every year. It's Sony's new karting adventure that'll get a yearly release.
You mean it's not Little Big Planet Racing?
Oh, that piece of shit.
You mean it's not Mod Nation Racers?
It's not Mod Nation Racers with Little Big Planet people, but then they ruined the mechanics of the game, so it sucked.
Can I go back and say what I'm most excited about? I'm
yes,
sorry to get
you should. You should
cards.
you should talk about your 2016 excited thing.
I'm just excited for the Division, man.
Okay, that makes sense.
Hands
did
down.
you? Oh yeah, never mind. I was gonna ask if you did the beta, but you did not.
Nope. I have 3 friends who are in the beta right now, so I'm going to be talking to them. Actually, 2 friends and a brother. Alex got the beta. Zach, what the hell?
Wow. He actually played?
He's playing it tonight. He's at work.
Wow.
He didn't even pre-order it, so
Wow.
I didn't pre-order it, so I didn't get the beta.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not gonna.
So for a lot of people who ended up watching Destiny when I was first starting to stream.
Oh, I
A lot
played
of-
Destiny. That was the other
Oh,
one.
you played some
I
Destiny
played
this
Destiny
week.
this morning. Yeah,
Nice.
today I played
Random.
Destiny.
Well, a lot of the people
They're not
that
random.
are playing the Division beta, it was all of our Destiny raid group. It was Sean and Mike and Alex, all from our raid groups. You would have seen them a whole bunch of times in all of my old Destiny streams.
I was gonna
I'm
say,
assuming Jacob's playing it too.
Most likely, that would only make
I'd
sense.
say I know my old raid group. I know a lot of them are getting Division, so it's the same idea. It's gonna.
It's gonna be the Destiny killer, man.
A
So-
lot of people are looking to scratch that itch. I don't know if it will though. I watched a few streams of it, watching it, and it definitely touches on Destiny stuff, but it's definitely still a Tom Clancy game.
Yeah,
Let
it
me,
is. It is not Destiny. I've watched a little of the
Yep.
beta too. It is
Let
not
me
Destiny.
rephrase that. Not Destiny killer as in like, oh, this game's better than Destiny every way. Destiny killer for me because like I'd hop on Destiny once or twice a week with Zach and Alex and Mike and Sean and Jacob, and we go do our thing and we
Makes
have an
sense.
awesome time.
Yeah.
This is going to be the new game where it's like now we all hop on once or twice a week and we do this every week, and that's what it's going to.
And that
be
makes me
Destiny
so
killer for me.
excited because
Yeah,
since
that's what I'm-
since Destiny has went so downhill, and is to the point where we've done most of the content, we don't care about anything that's happening in Destiny right now.
I have confirmation. I did not complete heroic King's Fall. I don't have that trophy.
You've never done the hard mode in King's
I
Fall Raid?
only need after I did my ghost hunting this morning, or afternoon. I only have Flawless Raider and King Fall Heroic to have all of everything caught up.
Flawless Raider is actually not that hard.
No, it's not. Especially if you put together a group and
Yeah,
you have an
especially now where
experienced group
everyone can
doing
just kill
the
everything.
old Crota raid, you can blow through it. Crota is so easy, and especially with a good group now. I'm excited to see more of the Division. I did not play the beta either.
Either.
I kind of didn't want to play the beta, mainly
Me
because I played a lot of the Destiny beta, and you know,
Destiny beta was great.
it was great. And you know what? It kind of got my hopes up for a game that ended up being.
Awesome.
I mean, don't get me wrong. We talked about this at length already about Destiny, but the beta, you played a lot of the content, and then you had to just replay it. And now we've replayed it over and over. I didn't want to have to replay anything in the Division. The first time I want to play it, I'm going to play it, and I don't want to be doing something over that I've already done before.
I'm with you. I think I did the Earth missions, which was the beta.
Yeah.
I think I did the Earth missions. Let's see. I did it during the beta. I did 4 different characters on PlayStation. I ran through it with my brother on PlayStation. I ran through it on an Xbox One. So I think I've done the Earth missions, like with the new character. Oh shit, I don't know.
Yeah,
Too many times.
I think of all the stuff I did for Destiny. I did the Destiny Alpha, and I did all 3 characters.
I
did the
the
Destiny
Alpha,
Beta,
too.
and I did all 3 characters, and now I have 3 characters in the Destiny game.
Yeah, dude, I'm with
So
you.
I've technically run through all of those early missions 9 times, which is ridiculous. Which was just absolutely unnecessary.
Yeah.
I'm going to point out what I'm excited. Oh, dang! Sorry. I'm going to point out what I'm excited for in 2016, and it may surprise you guys because have been a huge hater on this game, and I'm excited for it because I just want to see what the hell is going to
Persona
happen
5.
with it. It is not Persona 5.
Right.
Good
Final
guess.
Fantasy 15.
Final Fantasy 15. I want to know what the hell is going to happen with this game. I went back and I tried to replay episode Duskai again, and it sucks.
This guy's weird.
It sucks. But the thing is, a couple weeks ago there was a new announcement, and it may have just come across through translation, but essentially what this Japanese designer said is that there's going to be different battle systems. They got enough gripe about how bad the battle system was in Duskai that they have the same action style battle system, but they're also going to have a turn that off and play it at a slow pace, like almost turn-based system. So it's like you can play the game the way you want to play it. Now, if it were me, I'm going to avoid that garbage action system the entire
No,
time.
they've changed it. They fixed it. Did you watch the video from yesterday?
No, I didn't. I haven't watched anything new.
What they yesterday they've come out and they're going to have an event in March.
Yeah, and they're going to do the release date on March 30th. They set a date to give the release date for a game.
Yes.
Fucking Square Enix, you fuckers.
Nah, that's not
Squeenix, God damn it.
Like I told Ryan McCaffrey, he posted that tweet yesterday about an announcement for a release date or whatever. I was like, yeah, that's still not as bad as announcing a teaser for a trailer for a movie that's not coming out for a year.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my God.
Which one's that?
They did that with the Dark Knight Rises.
The Dark Knight Rises.
They did teases and
oh
my
God! It's always just Square's MO. I don't know. I'm not excited for the game. Juice Guy sucked. I mean, like I said, I am excited because I just want to see this. This game got announced in like 2006.
What I was gonna say before I trailed off there was, with this announcement, they also showed new gameplay video with updated battle system mechanics.
Oh, hey.
Because that's what the entire purpose of that beta was. It was basically a public Q&A test. It wasn't like, this is what it is. This is some ideas that we're doing. Give us your feedback. They got feedback, and pretty much everything on the list that people said they hated, they've addressed it and have apparently tried to make it as best as they could. So this game is essentially what the people are asking, that's what they're getting. So if people just come out and shit on it for no reason, like when it comes out, I don't even know what to do anymore with the public.
Trust me, I want to see what the game. I'm gonna play it, and I want to give it a good, honest opinion. I'm going to play it and walk into it hoping that I love it because I love all of the main Final Fantasy games. Everyone.
Like, I'm looking forward to it, but I'm more cautiously optimistic, which is my mindset with video games anyway.
Sure.
Is I hope that it's going to do well. I'm going to go in expecting a good game. I'd expect nothing less than good, because as much as people shit on 13, I was able to play through it start to finish in a week, and I was like, this is weak in some spots and some parts of it are stupid. I said, but it's still a solid, fun game.
Yeah.
The biggest complaint I had was that it was basically a tunnel, but if you look back at some of the other ones, I mean, they're open, but those games are tunnels also.
It's true.
This isn't your most looking forward to, Jace, is it?
Yeah, I still want to know what it was going to be.
But as he was building it up, I was like, you mother...
You guys can have
wow.
Relax.
All right, I'll switch. I'm really excited. VR.
PlayStation VR, we could
Really?
always...
I was kidding.
No, VR. I'm ready for VR.
So am I.
I've been on the VR bandwagon since I've read the first article about Oculus going into Kickstarter. Like, I read that article like 4 years ago or whatever, and I flipped out when I read it.
It's going to be cool, but it's going to take time.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be this year that it's going to be that cool.
100%. I agree. It's just...
It's gonna be hard for me not to jump on the bandwagon immediately, though.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm going to want to buy this thing like right away just to try it.
Not for that money. I mean, like once some awesome games come out.
We don't know what PSVR is going to cost though. The Oculus was $600, but they haven't given us a PSVR price.
I'm just thinking like I'm probably gonna use that money toward games I need to I want to play now. You know what I mean?
Even with Oculus, if hopefully by the time it comes out or when I'll have a job here, soon, I'm not going to lie. If I have money when it comes out, there's a good chance I'm probably going to get Oculus.
Wow. Even at that
right?
600 price point?
I really don't. Dude, I'm that excited for VR. I've been craving the next bit gaming experience, and it's going to be VR. It's not going to be this year, but I mean, I'm starving for it.
Wow.
It's going to be cool. Man, I'm worried about the Oculus, though. Like, once games start coming out for it, the games are going to require your system to just be a beast. You know what I mean? Because Oculus has its own requirements.
Touche, I probably won't.
And even running,
video card.
Even right now, running PC games at their highest settings require a really great computer.
Yeah, that's right.
And the big thing about the Oculus is there's not going to be a separate
Yeah,
processor that comes with the Oculus. You are
Card or whatever.
using
Oh, no
your
shit.
PC. Unlike the PlayStation VR, which is already, I believe, said that it has an outside processor that helps the
It
PlayStation
looks like a
4
Wii
run
U.
everything.
It's funny.
It's about the size of a Wii U or a Wii. So you're actually going to not only have the PlayStation VR headset, you'll have to have the power source or the processor in order to run the PlayStation VR games. And Oculus does not have that piece
That's
of
true.
hardware.
I probably won't get an Oculus. I have done the test already, and my video card is not strong enough.
Yeah.
Because you need 4 dedicated GBs.
Yeah.
Wow.
I could run the Oculus on my PC, but I probably will not look into an Oculus.
I say because even by that time we'll probably hear about VR and my hype will leap over.
Yes, and I mean we're gonna hear about PlayStation VR's release date sooner than later. Let's go over a couple other things coming out in 2016 before we get out of here. We're gonna wind down. I want to bring up Uncharted. There's an Uncharted 4 is coming out this year. Massive PlayStation exclusive game. Doesn't get any bigger than Uncharted 4 for PlayStation. That's huge. Got to be excited for that. Persona 5. I'm glad Tim brought that up because I'm such a JRPG person that they're saying Persona is supposed to come out this year.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
You can't do it, Tim? I tried to show Tim Persona 4 Gold last time we were physically around each other. Probably would have been July of last year.
Mm-hmm.
And oh man, I was showing him my file from after 190 hours of playing the game. I'm showing him a file, and it just went so far over your head. There's so much. I couldn't even explain it to you.
I couldn't get into it either.
I don't know, man. They're so
from
good.
what I played about a couple hours, and I swear, what I saw a couple hours to what I saw gameplay of when on Kind of Funny when Greg was showing Tim last spring or summer or whatever when they did the Let's Plays with Tim.
Mm-hmm.
With Nick and the gameplay that he was doing and what I was doing, I was I swear this is the same thing except I'm 2 hours in and he's hundreds of hours in. I'm how is the gameplay so similar with that much time in between? I'm I do not want to put that time in the middle there.
Persona is not about the mechanics necessarily. Don't get me wrong, it's a completely great JRPG. The dungeon crawling, the battle system is really fun. It's very Pokemon. If you like Pokemon, you're gonna like Persona battle system.
Do like Pokemon?
But
I love Pokemon. Well,
because you're capturing personas, you're combining personas to create new ones, which is kind of like in Pokemon if you could have them hump and create new Pokemon and crossbreed them. I love Persona. It's a great, interesting series. Persona 5 is going to be great. Can you guys think of any other major things? I know that there's plenty of stuff coming out this year.
The robot dinosaur one.
Horizon New Dawn.
I don't
Horizon
know.
Something.
Ready at Dawn.
Zero Dawn.
Ready at Dawn is the company that made The Order.
The Order, yeah.
Oh
That's the developer.
Either
way, Horizon is going to be an interesting game. There's the Xbox One exclusive coming out this year.
Oh, Quantum Break.
Quantum Break. That looks really interesting, but I don't own an Xbox One, so I probably won't play it.
It'll be.
I'm wondering if it'll be on PC, so I could maybe play it on PC.
I bet it'll be on PC a little bit later.
Yeah.
Like how they did with Tomb Raider.
Other than that, I mean, I'm excited for stuff, but I've already said the one I'm most excited for. I just want to see what's happening with Final Fantasy.
Oh my god!
I have to know.
Oh, The Last Guardian is supposed to be out this year.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Humbug.
I think it'll be out. Who knows how good it'll be? But
it's
hey,
going
Jace.
You're dismissed.
Last Guardian, you're dismissed, brother.
Nah.
Get out of here.
You're the one bringing up Final Fantasy 15 when I brought up Final Fantasy 15 2 weeks ago, and you yelled at me.
I did yell at you.
Nobody cares about that game.
Yeah. What's funny is I yelled at you knowing that I was going to say it's probably the thing I'm looking most forward to. Completely trolling you 2 weeks ago. Awesome. Well, hey, guys, I think we're probably going to end up winding down the show. I do want to give a couple shout-outs before we go. One of them is to the Kind of Funny community. The Kind of Funny guys have been doing a fundraiser today to raise money for their animated show. and they did officially hit the $75,000 they were
Nice.
looking for.
Not that
So
I'm
they,
surprised.
yeah,
But.
yeah, they're going to be making a 12-episode series of their animated show. So that's really cool. Check them out at kindoffunny.com. You can find them on Twitch at kindoffunnygames. I'm Zach, aka the Gaming Hutch. This has been HutchCast Live, episode 3. We had a good time again tonight. Please follow the channel. Follow me. You can find me on the internets, on Twitter at the Gaming Hutch. You can find me on Instagram at the Gaming Hutch. Find me on Facebook as Zachary Hutchins. With me tonight was Jace.
Yo, you should plug the YouTube channel too.
Oh, yes.
I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah, I also have my YouTube channel, which I'm moving everything over to, which you can just find searching Zachary Hutchins. I need to actually make the YouTube channel better, and I need to make it the Gaming Hutch.
No,
so.
there's already a Gaming Hutch on YouTube.
I created it. I just haven't put anything on that one.
There's a guy whose name is something about Hutch.
Yes,
he has a podcast called HutchCast.
Yeah, he does?
Yeah, he has one called HutchCast, but we're HutchCast Live.
That's hilarious. I absolutely did not know that. Who would have thought that would have been the last game I would have thought had the last show I would. That name, how the hell is there a guy with HutchCast? Either way, I haven't ever heard of it, so we're going to keep our name, too. So we're going to be HutchCast Live. You can find it on YouTube. Just search for HutchCast Live. I move everything from Twitch, from this show, over to the YouTube channel. You can find Jace on Twitter at Jace Plays Games. Tim, you can't really find on the internet. He's more of a recluse. Find him on PlayStation Network. Sneaky Protestant. See what he's playing. Send him a message. Friend request. See what he's up to.
Twitch.tv/Jace Plays Games as well.
There you go. That's Jace's channel. He streams games multiple times a week. He's normally, I swear to God, you stream like 6 days a week, it seems.
I stream whenever I feel like it. And here lately, it's been all the time.
Yep. You can find my schedule below. I play Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays after this. Join back up in about an hour, and I'll be doing RPG Sunday, and I'm going to be playing Banner Saga.
I was just saying, are you actually going to be doing an RPG this time?
I totally will be playing an RPG this week.
You plugged this last 2 weeks, and it's changed both times.
I played an RPG last week. I played KOTOR, didn't I? I think I played KOTOR.
Was that a week ago?
That was last week, yeah.
No, KOTOR's a American RPG. That's a Western RPG.
No, I know
so it's not a JRPG, but it's an RPG.
Oh, I got you.
I didn't say JRPG. I just said RPG Sunday.
No, you said JRPG.
Oh, whatever. Oh. You're fine. You're right. You're fine. Whatever. I'm going to be playing Banner Saga tonight. Tactical RPG. I'm really obsessed with it right now. I think it's really, really cool.
And as always, troll you in chat.
Yep, there you go. Thanks. Join me in a little bit to play Banner Saga. Thank you for being here for HutchCast Live episode 3. We talked about The Witness. We talked about puzzle games. And we talked about a little bit about 2016. Join us next week for HutchCast Live episode 4, 5:30 p.m. Central Time, live on the Gaming Hutch. Obviously, you're here, www.twitch.tv/thegaminghutch. Please give us a follow. Support us on our social medias so that we can make this show keep going. We'll find a reason to keep doing it and only grow the show. So tell all your friends if you enjoyed it.
Grow the show. Great tagline.
Grow the show. Grow the show. Anyway, thank you guys.